35-25. Launch pass to Chambers and behind the back.
Did you ever think in your wildest dreams? I guess.
DJ to Chambers. Damn!
40 points in the first half for Tom Chambers.
Chambers to win the game. He's got it.
Welcome back to Tom Chambers' Greatest Games. In March 1990, Tom Chambers scored a career-high and Suns Club record 60 points against his former team, the Seattle Supersonics, becoming just the 14th player in NBA history to score 60 or more points in a game. This scoring feat was accomplished without making a single three-point shot or requiring an overtime period. Chambers' offensive arsenal was on full display, and he shot an incredible 22 for 32 from the field. And included in this special highlights edition is a post-game interview with Chambers along with several rare new commentary clips and highlights. So let's go back to March 24th, 1990, the Phoenix Suns versus the Seattle Supersonics.
We go to the starting lineup now for the Seattle Supersonics. Xavier McDaniel, 22-point per game average. He's the 20th leading scorer in the NBA. Played his college ball at Wichita State. Derick McCoy, whose alma mater Alabama fell last night to Loyola Marymount in the NCAA playoffs. Michael Cage out of San Diego State, a season high, 20 rebounds in one game this year. A great board man. Ellis at one guard position out of Tennessee. And at the other starting guard position, Nate McMillan played at North Carolina State. And that rounds out the starting five. And of course the head coach, there he is, Bernie Bickerstaff, ably assisted by Casey Jones, Tom Newell, Gary Workman, and Bob Kloppenberg. Seattle 34 and 32 overall in the season coming in. They are 10 and 23 on the road. The Suns lead the overall series 73 to 51, and the Suns lead the series here in Phoenix in big fashion. They've won 49 of the 61 games that these two teams have played here at the Coliseum. Starting lineup for the Suns. Tom Chambers goes to the starting forward spot at 27 point per game average on the season. Kurt Rambis goes at the other starting forward position. Kurt still taking treatment on that foot that has been injured and causing him trouble. Mark West continues to rank among the top 10 of the league in block shots in the backcourt position. Starting at a guard position tonight, Kenny Battle, the product of Illinois, the rookie, who has put forward some excellent efforts off the bench for Jockey this year. And Kevin Johnson at the other guard, coming off a triple-double in last night's win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. There's Captain Fitzsimmons, assisted by Paul Westphal and Lionel Hollins. The Suns on the year 28 and 7 at home. The Suns are 17 and 14 on the road. So we're set to go. The ball in the air, and the tip control by Phoenix. It comes to Kenny Battle. The final game of the homestand is underway.
The Suns have on the floor with Kenny Battle and Kurt Rambis out. They're not great scorers, but strong defensively.
McDaniel out on Chambers. Chambers spins away, put it up, and got it. Nice move. Chambers hits the deck.
That was a great move, but he paid the price because he hit the goal post, and he's not injured, thank goodness.
And the Suns certainly one of them. Chambers from outside. 6-0 Phoenix.
It's a good start.
Chambers 2 field goals. KJ on a drive, kicking way outside.
Referees are really going to have to watch for that illegal defense on Seattle.
Chambers with another great spin move.
Chambers, of course, he loved to beat Seattle. That's his old team.
Suns battling the crowd, loving it here in the early goal. Chambers again, good fake, and he is hammered.
Kenny Battle did a great job on keeping that ball on him. He's got to be able to hit that short jumper, and I think that will come in time, but he was way up in the air.
Watch this effort again. Cage the foul. That's 3 times Chambers made a great spin move in the paint. And right there, Cage hammers it. So Chambers to shoot a pair.
Chambers is almost unstoppable. I rate him, George, all time in the NBA, right up at the top of the scoring forwards. And the guy who's doing the game for Seattle tonight, Rick Barry, was was tremendous, and Tom Chambers is I think, in the same category.
You almost feel as though anytime Chambers touches the ball, he can score. And when Tom Chambers scores 20 or 21 points in a ball game, you consider it an off game. You always look to him to give around the 30 points.
He played hurt 2 games ago and still had 36. Should have a bright future in the NBA.
Went to Trinity Community College in Texas. Chambers, tough shot.
And the guy's a scoring machine.
To win the scoring and rebounding title in the same year in college. Chambers the other way. Chambers has a dozen. McDaniel's got 8.
Player.
He sure is.
Played well against Phoenix a couple times.
There's Chambers again. Hits another one.
He has the field. That's 14 points for Chambers.
Boy, can he light it up.
I tell you, I wouldn't want to be guarding him when he's on like that. He can make you look real bad in a hurry. Pippen's a great player.
Sure is. Grant double team. The Chambers back in from the wing. Boy, is he hot tonight. Here last year at Trent State. Here's Chambers. Counted. And he's fouled by Barros.
He wants the ball, and he's going to shoot it now because he knows when it's going in.
He is on a roll. Kemp out, McKey in. There you see Ricky Bland in the middle, Hornacek right of your screen, and Dan Marley left of your screen. The injured Suns on the bench. Marley won't be back till after the road trip's over.
Jeff Hornacek was out shooting before the ball.
Yeah, that's good news. 1 for 2 from the line. Back up the Suns with an 11-point lead. Chambers drives on McKey, leans in, throw it up, no. Looking to get his own rebound and score!
I thought he was fouled on the drive, but he got the rebound.
KJ to Chambers, he's been hot. Boy, oh boy, is he on fire.
I think I'd put a player on him and say, don't do anything else but watch Tom Chambers.
23 for Chambers. Here's McMillan. Nice move. Blocked by Chambers. Rambis fights for it, gets the ball. There comes Greg Grant. Ahead to Chambers. Chambers across the paint with a fake. Lean in. Throw it up and in. Oh, what a move.
He's unconscious.
25 for Chambers.
They only 1 field goal attempt.
Chambers, yes!
12 out of 14 from the field.
6:48 to go until halftime. And Tom Chambers, 27 points. Look what he's done from the field. Missed only 2 shots. So Chambers already at his season average. McKey is now over on Chambers. And Hank Armstrong spots an infraction, illegal defense.
Steve Johnson, that's
And
number 2.
Second, so it's Suns will shoot a free throw.
It's the second technical foul.
So here's Tom Chambers. Chambers, of course, with that great collegiate career at Utah. Greg Grant, look at him drive. Here's Chambers, got it!
Beautiful play by Greg Grant to penetrate and get the assist to Tom Chambers.
Boy, he was beating a tattoo on that floor. Here comes Grant. Over to Chambers. 32. Timeout. Suns. This crowd is roaring. 5:26 to go in the half, and the Suns by 13. Chambers off this break, led by Greg Grant on the dish. And Chambers, Suns running on Seattle whenever they can, and Chambers has almost outscored Seattle alone here in this first half.
That's amazing. The Suns are shooting 63% from the field, and Seattle 33.
And the Sonics still only 13 down.
That's right.
Chambers hits another one.
Well, that ties the Coliseum record, 34 points and a half.
34 for Chambers. He ties KJ's Coliseum record. Grant. Chambers, 41 seconds to go in the half. He's got the baseline, and he's fouled going in. Foul is on Shawn Kemp. That's his third.
Tough job for Shawn Kemp as a 20-year-old rookie to try to contain Tom Chambers.
Look at it again.
For beating with his first step.
Boy, it amazes me how they give the baseline so often. often think if I was a defender, I'd sure make him go to the outside and come across the
You know,
paint.
the thing about Chambers, though, George, is he goes to his left so well, you pretty much have to play him straight up. Everybody's got a board. And he'd prefer to go to the left.
Well, he's got the Coliseum record now, Chambers, looking for his 36th point. Rolls it off. And Tom Chambers will go out.
Good move by Cotton. Brings Perry into this last possession defensively and gives Tom a little extra rest.
35 points. Seattle will have it now. Differential of the shot clock and the game clock of about a tenth of a second. But the story of this first half has been the performance of Tom Chambers of the Suns. He has set a new Coliseum record for points and a half, previously held by Kevin Johnson, who set the mark in March of '89. And Chambers in this first half has thrown in 35 points. He's hit 15 of 20 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line. Kenny Battle's 7 points all came in the first period when he played exceptionally well. Then you look at Kevin Johnson, who has only 4 points to show for his efforts tonight. And you got to figure if he comes alive in the second half, Seattle's going to be in a lot of trouble. KJ with the ball, 10:22 to go, third quarter. Chambers score another one. 37 for Chambers. Rambis to trigger it in. Chambers across the paint is hammered. And Xavier McDaniel gets his 4th foul.
Some of the Sonics now beginning to get into foul trouble early in the third quarter.
Chambers picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter, but he has not had one since then.
He's one of those players, when he does have a little foul problem, he knows how to stay out of foul trouble after that.
Chambers looking for his 38th, and he's got it. Xavier McDaniel, a prolific scorer for Seattle, but boy, when you put him on Chambers defensively, he can start getting into foul trouble, which he has tonight, and it just renders him ineffective as far as scoring is concerned.
Some of that might be attributed to the fact that Casey Jones is the assistant coach.
KJ on a drive, left-handed up, no! KJ knocks it back out to EJ. To Chambers, here it is, yes, boom!
What a job by Kevin Johnson to get that rebound.
41 for Chambers. 10 on the shot clock. Chambers fakes, driving the base, foul. Fouls on Derick, McKey. There's Kemp coming in and Polynice coming in.
Seattle's already over the limit. The Suns have yet to get a team foul in the third quarter.
Ellis will sit down. There's the reach in.
There isn't anybody on Seattle who's had any clue yet as to how to guard Tom Chambers.
Chambers has 41 as Bernie Bickerstaff can only look on.
You know, another record he may get tonight. Paul Westphal, I kind of got on him in Golden State. He didn't get 20 field goals that night, and the club record is shared by Paul and myself at 20. I think we're going to lose it tonight. He has 17 field goals already, and I hope he gets it.
Well, during the next break, you better go tell Cotton to sit him down for a while. Chambers hits another one. This is Shawn Kemp. Blocked! Kemp gets it back. Chambers blocked that shot. Steal, Chambers. Double team on Chambers. And what do we got, a foul? He was bumped a couple of times. Farmer gets the foul. Farmer threw it away at the other end.
It's a big steal there because it changes the momentum. The Suns were not executing, and this gives them a chance to slow that momentum down for Seattle and perhaps change it.
Grant's going to come in after this Chambers free throw. Tom Chambers, 43 tonight. You see where he set the record at Golden State this year with 56.
Greg Grant replaces number 7, KJ.
Kevin Johnson goes out. Only 6 points for KJ, and Greg ran in. Greg came in and sparked the Suns for a while there in that first half. Chambers had 14 in the first quarter, 21 in the second quarter, and he's looking for his 10th point here in the third quarter. Grant, Chambers, Rambis, West, and EJ on the floor for Cotton. Nice pass! Good Grant to Chambers!
That was a beautiful pass. Tom Chambers likes playing with Greg Grant. He thinks he's a good player, and he certainly found Tom that time for the dunk.
Chambers is 9 away from his career high. Fourth. That's the time left in the third quarter. Drop wants Chambers to shoot it. He puts it up. Yes!
49 points.
49 for Chambers. Grant to Chambers. Here's the shot. Got it!
51, and
He has tied the record.
that's tying it.
He has tied the Coliseum record for most points in a game. Right in front of us, you see Bernie Bickerstaff. Nothing you can do in a game like this, shake your head. You watch a guy light it up like Chambers is tonight, and there's not a whole lot you can do. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Chambers turns, shoots, no, but he'll go to the line, and he'll try and break the Coliseum scoring record. Shawn Kemp has his 4th foul, and if Chambers hits one of these two, he will sit atop the record books as the all-time scoring leader in one game in the history of this building.
I thought he had a great year last year. This year he's been even better.
He has been. Last year, of course, he broke Charlie Scott's all-time single-season Suns scoring record, and he's come right back this year and just been spectacular.
And if you think he's not happy about being in Phoenix, you're wrong. He loves it here.
I would think you gotta love playing with a guy like Kevin Johnson, who you know is going to get you the ball every game, and he has stayed happy.
Yes, he has.
There it is, the record, 52 for Chambers. EJ to a cutting Chambers, blocked, but he's fouled.
See, they're really not even giving him a chance to shoot the ball now. They're just going to hack him every time he goes to the basket.
And the Suns are looking to get him the ball.
Is there 15 foul? On Chambers to the line to shoot 2.
Chambers will shoot 2.
He got so tired at the end of that Golden State game when he had 56 that he got to the point he couldn't get the ball to the basket anymore and couldn't score. Well, you can imagine a guy like Michael Jordan who scores 40, 50, 60 points, how tiring that is.
You handle the ball so much, you're shooting so much, you're getting hit so much. It really is tough. One more coming for Chambers. Kenny Battle's going to come back in. Well, you've sat in on both these ball games. The Golden State right. Chambers and this one.
It's McDaniel and Kemp with 12.
There's Chambers. Put it up. Yes! 56.
That ties.
He ties his all-time scoring record. There's Chambers. And he threw the foul. The foul is on Shawn Kemp. And Chambers, with 56, can break his own record. And everybody's on their feet for Coliseum. Standing ovation. It is definitely.
Well, that means a lot to Tom Chambers.
What an effort here tonight.
I'd like to see him get 60.
Going for number 57 and the all-time single-game record.
My guess is if he gets 60, Cotton will pull him because when he was in Golden State, Cotton leaned over to us and said, when he gets 60, let me know I'm going to pull him.
He just set the record, 57. For number 58. I'm running out of room on my scorecard. Blocked by Lang. Chambers saves it. To EJ. Timeout, Seattle. 4:17 to play. And the Suns by 24. Johnson looking at Chambers. Gets in the ball. Chambers forces it. Gets it! He's got 60!
Going to get him out of there. That's 60 points.
He's got 60! You're going to hear, well, listen to this ovation when he comes out. Even Seattle's congratulating him.
Man.
That is an incredible effort. 60 points. And there's the horn. The final tonight on a record-setting night for Tom Chambers. A night when he scored 60 points. The Phoenix Suns defeat Seattle 121 to 95. Don't go anywhere. We hope to visit with Tom Chambers in just a moment. We'll be right back. Boy, tonight we didn't have to worry about picking a children's player of the game. Tom Chambers, 60 points tonight against Seattle. All kinds of records he set, and we hope to visit with him shortly if Tom is not too tired to come on out. But he had a night of nights tonight, 60 points, a night that saw Kevin Johnson score only 6 points. What a night for Tom Chambers. We sat in on it. It was a great moment to see, 60 points. Tom Chambers, we understand, making his way out of the locker room. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we hope to visit with the record setter, Tom Chambers. Stay with us. Let's meet Tom and go to Van.
Thank you, George. Tom, tonight, I mean, I've been in this game 25 years, and you gave me one of the biggest thrills I've ever had, watching you score 60 points and seeing how happy your teammates are in the process. You have to be feeling so good.
That's what's so neat about it. You know, I get hot and I feel good and I want the ball, but my teammates are the ones saying that, you know, get in this spot will get you the ball, get there will get you the ball, and it's such a neat feeling to be shooting all the shots anyway, and them trying to give me even more shots. It's a great feeling.
Well, now you not only broke the Coliseum record for points, but, you know, Paul Westphal and I shared the record for most field goals in the game at 20. You had 19 at Golden State when you had 56. Tonight, 22. Do you feel badly about that?
No, not at all. It's something that I was going to get. No, I didn't even think about that. It was fun and it was great, and I'm sorry to have broken your record, but somebody had to do it.
Tom, I'm glad you did, but I'm going to let you go in a minute. But another question. Tonight, you guys came out. I thought the tone of the game was set in the first 2 minutes because you played so well defensively, and I've got to give a couple of guys some credit, and Kenny Battle and Kurt Rambis. And Eddie, everybody played so well defensively.
Did a great job defensively. The only problem we had tonight, we got the lead, and we let their trap affect us a little bit. But other than that, our defense was very solid. Everything we did tonight was solid, just that we let the trap rattle us a little bit. And we got to do a better job of one other team to trying to keep the ball away from Kevin. Sometimes we struggle. Tonight we found a way to get around it.
Did this mean any more to you since you scored it against the team you used to play for, Seattle? I mean, those guys seem to be happy for you, too. I know they're unhappy that you're not there anymore.
They are. It's a good group of guys. They all congratulated me. Bernie even came down and did it. It was nice to do it because the Seattle friends and family I have up there got to be up there. Were able to see it also.
Kevin got some rest tonight. I mean, he had 4 or 5 shots, but you didn't give him a chance.
No, we did. Greg came in and did a great job for him, though. He really did. Greg Grant was a big key tonight in the second half for us.
You know, the night before the game, Jeff was out shooting, and he looks pretty good. He had surgery a week ago. He said he's going to be ready to play about April 9th. So it looks to me like you guys are going to have it ready for the playoffs.
We hope so. That'll be a big boost for us. If we could just somehow maintain this, stay even with San Antonio, or stay a little bit ahead of them and get that surge, you know, shot in the arm when Horny and them come back, it'll be great.
Tom, again, congratulations. 60 points. I know you have to go see Al McCoy, but just a great basketball game. George, back to you.
Let's go to Rick Barry and Kevin Johnson. Not a lot of time, Kevin. What's making the Suns, and you in particular, so tough this season?
I think just the second year of us playing together, that really means a lot. And anytime you get that kind of experience, it's really important. So I think the familiarity factor is the key.
What about the performance by your teammate tonight?
What can I say? He's the MVP candidate.
The 60-point club. And he is only the 14th player. Wilt Chamberlain, David Thompson, Elgin Baylor, Pistol Pete Maravich, Rick Barry, Joe Folk, Jerry West, George Gervin, George Mikan, Michael Jordan, Karl Malone, Bernard King, Larry Bird. And on Saturday, March 24th, Tom Chambers joins the elite 60-point club with an amazing 60-point performance. And Dick, it was a thrill to watch, wasn't it?
It was a big thrill, and what a great performance. I really believe Tom Chambers thought after he scored 56 at Golden State that he would never surpass that mark.
And really, this was a much stronger performance, and he did it in all phases of his offensive game. He scored inside when he had an opportunity to drive to the basket, but his outside shot was really going.
That's what makes him so difficult to guard. He's great from the outside, but play him too tightly and he'll put it on the floor and go to the basket. At 6'10", he's great at that.
Well, Tom mentioned after the game that when the outside shot starts to go, it really opens up his game.
No question about it, because that gives him the room that he needs to operate. Pressure on him, and he puts it down.
And the fun part about it was that late in the game, when he finally surpassed the previous mark of 56, everybody on the team was really with him. They wanted to get him the basketball. They wanted to see him do it.
The Suns team is a very unselfish team, and they were all cheering for him. And we knew that when he got to 60, Cotton would pull him out, but his teammates were behind him.
And I thought a much stronger performance, really, than the 56-point night up at Golden State.
I think so, too. In the Golden State game, Al, if you remember, I thought Tom got tired at the end of the game and really didn't have enough juice left to get to 60 points.
And he smiled. He smiled Saturday night when he came off, was greeted by his teammates with just under 4 minutes left in the game. Of course, it was a big victory over Seattle. But again, Tom Chambers joining the 60-point club. And I know that is the night that everybody there and all of us are going to remember for a long time.
I'll never forget that one.
Now, again, I have to say this. He also surpassed another mark. The 60 points, of course, is the most ever scored by a Phoenix Sun. It's the most points ever scored at the Coliseum. 51 was the previous high at the Coliseum with the late Pete Maravich and Freeman Williams. And his field goals, 22 of them, was the most since the guy that used to wear number 5 got 20, and that was Dick Van Arsdale. He broke your record.
Well, he did, but you know, Paul Westphal also had 20 field goals, and I got on Paul after the game. We had that game wrapped up. I said, you could have taken Chambers out when he had 19.
He really doesn't get that much credit in the league, if you want to know the truth, in comparison to other people. If you ask people nationally, you know, they'll probably come up with Karl Malone's name way before Chambers, Charles Barkley, a lot of guys. But Chambers is as good as any superstar in this league.
Well, I certainly would echo that.
For Dick Van Arsdale and our entire ESPN crew, I'm George Allen. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.